Across the world, from the deserts of Jordan to the jungles of Peru, from the Scottish highlands to the ruins of ancient India, massive stone arches stand in silence. They are older than written history, older than empires, older than the civilizations we claim built them. Some are carved with mathematical precision that modern engineers still struggle to explain. Others are aligned perfectly with stars, solstices, or magnetic fields. Many show no signs of tools that match their supposed age. Official history tells us they are ceremonial gates, temples, or monuments. But what if that explanation is incomplete? What if these arches were not built for humans, but by someone else? What if they were not symbols, but systems? And what if they were never meant to be opened again? Tonight, we explore a forbidden idea whispered in ancient texts, indigenous legends, and suppressed research. Stone arches were portals, doorways built by an advanced, forgotten race that existed before known human civilization. Chapter 1: The Impossible Engineering Problem. Let's start with a simple question. How were these structures built at all? Precision without technology. Many ancient arches are constructed from single blocks weighing 50 to 150 tons, cut with millimeter accuracy. Examples: Baalbek Trilithon in Lebanon, stones weighing over 800 tons. Tiwanaku's Gateway of the Sun in Bolivia, carved from a single massive block. Sacsayhuaman in Peru, interlocking stone arches that resist earthquakes. Modern engineers admit, recreating this today would require cranes, lasers, diamond saws, and months of planning. Yet mainstream archaeology claims bronze tools, rope, wooden rollers. There are no tool marks consistent with primitive methods. Something doesn't add up. Chapter 2: Arched stone structures that defy location logic. These arches appear in places where they shouldn't exist. Examples that break the narrative. Al-Naslah stone in Saudi Arabia, perfectly split stone balanced on a pedestal. Elephant Rock Arch in Jordan, precise erosion or intentional shaping. Aramumuru stone door in Peru, a flat rock face with a carved false door. Stonehenge trilithons in England, lintels curved with mathematical symmetry. Why do cultures with no contact share similar dimensions, similar orientations, similar symbolic carvings? Coincidence or shared knowledge? Chapter 3: The Star Connection. Here's where the story becomes uncomfortable. Many stone arches align not with the sun, but with specific star systems. Suspicious alignments. Stonehenge aligns with Orion. Göbekli Tepe aligns with Sirius. Egyptian temple gates mirror Orion's belt. Mayan arches correspond to Venus cycles. These are not random. Ancient myths say the gods came from the heavens. Modern astronomy confirms precession knowledge, long-term celestial tracking, star charts older than recorded civilization. Who taught them? Chapter 4: Another race before us? Ancient texts from every continent mention a time before humans ruled the earth. Ancient accounts. Sumerians, the Anunnaki descended from the heavens. Hindus, the Devas and Asuras ruled earlier ages. Native American Hopi, previous worlds destroyed. Greek myths, the Titans ruled before the Olympians. Bible, Genesis, giants were on the earth in those days. Mainstream scholars call these myths, but myths don't share global consistency, describe advanced technology, accurately predict astronomical events. What if they are distorted history? Chapter 5: portals or energy nodes. Some researchers believe arches were not gateways, but energy nodes. Evidence that disturbs archaeology. Many arches sit on ley lines, magnetic anomalies detected nearby, electromagnetic fluctuations recorded, sudden equipment malfunctions reported. In Peru, locals refuse to sleep near certain stone doors, claiming the stone listens. In Scotland, animals avoid ancient arches entirely. Coincidence or instinct? Chapter 6. The Silenced Discoveries. Why don't we hear about this in school? Because history is curated. Suppressed evidence. Artifacts locked in museum vaults, sites reburied for preservation, researchers ridiculed or defunded, indigenous knowledge dismissed as folklore. When Göbekli Tepe was discovered, it rewrote human history, proved advanced civilization existed 12,000 years ago. Now imagine what else exists, still buried. Chapter 7. The Warning Carved in Stone. Stone arches are not entrances, but seals. Carvings warn, do not open, the fire returns, the gods will awaken. What if these structures were closed on purpose? What if something escaped before and nearly destroyed humanity? Stone arches are not just ancient art, they are messages, machines, memories of a lost world. Whether they were built by a forgotten human civilization, a non-human intelligence, or survivors of a global cataclysm, one truth is unavoidable. Human history is incomplete, and the stone doors are still standing, waiting. Chapter 8. When Myth Collides with Modern Physics. For centuries, stories of portals were dismissed as fantasy. But in the 21st century, something strange happened. Modern physics began describing the same concepts ancient cultures carved into stone. Physicists now openly discuss wormholes, folded space, multidimensional gateways, time dilation, quantum tunneling. Ideas once labeled myth are now peer-reviewed science. The question is no longer, are portals possible? The question is, did someone already figure this out long before us? Chapter 9. The Science of Doorways Between Worlds. What is a portal according to physics? In modern terms, a portal would be a stabilized wormhole, a localized space-time distortion, a controlled quantum tunnel. Einstein's equations do not forbid portals, they simply require enormous energy, precise geometry, exotic matter or fields. Now look again at ancient stone arches. They are geometrically precise, built with harmonic ratios, often curved or ring-shaped, positioned on high-energy locations. That is not artistic coincidence. That is engineering. Chapter 10. Why the Arch, the Shape That Matters. One detail appears everywhere, the arch. Not squares, not triangles, not random shapes. Why the arch is important. In physics, curved space bends energy, circular forms stabilize fields, rings concentrate resonance. Particle accelerators, circular. Fusion reactors, toroidal. Wormhole equations, curved geometry. Ancient builders instinctively or deliberately used the same principles. Stone arches may have functioned as resonance frames, frequency amplifiers, dimensional stabilizers. Stone wasn't decorative. Stone was functional. Chapter 11. Sound, Frequency, and Lost Technology. Many ancient sites show one shocking property. They react to sound. Acoustic mysteries. At Chavín de Huántar, Peru, sound travels through stone tunnels unnaturally. At Stonehenge, tones echo with precise resonance. At the hypogeum of Malta, voices vibrate the entire structure. Modern tests reveal certain frequencies cause stone to vibrate. Resonance can reduce weight. Sound can alter matter at a molecular level. Ancient texts describe stones lifted by song. What if that was not poetry, but technology? Chapter 12. The Lost Power Source. Portals require energy. Where did it come from? Not electricity, not fossil fuels, something else. Possible ancient energy sources. The Earth's magnetic field. Many arches sit on geomagnetic anomalies. Ley lines, global energy grid beneath the planet. Piezoelectric stone, granite generates energy under pressure. Plasma and atmospheric charge, lightning-rich locations chosen deliberately. Ancient builders didn't fight nature, they used it. Chapter 13. The CIA, the NASA, and the quiet interest. This is where the story turns uncomfortable, because modern governments are very interested in ancient stone sites. Declassified curiosities, CIA remote viewing experiments focused on Mars ruins, military research near Stonehenge, NASA studying ancient alignments, restricted access to key archaeological locations. Why would intelligence agencies care about stone arches? Because portals mean instant travel, energy systems mean weaponization, ancient tech means lost advantage. History isn't just academic, it's strategic. Chapter 14. Aramo Muru, the door that responds. In Peru stands a flat stone wall with a carved doorway that leads nowhere. Locals call it Aramo Muru. According to legend, a priest escaped invaders, inserted a golden disc, walked through the stone, and never returned. Modern visitors report vibrations, hallucinations, time distortion sensations, equipment failures. No door, no chamber, just stone. Yet people feel it activate. What kind of door doesn't open physically, but responds mentally? Chapter 15. Consciousness as the key. Here is the most disturbing theory. What if portals were not opened by machines, but by minds? Quantum physics confirms consciousness affects observation. Reality responds to awareness. Measurement changes outcomes. Ancient initiations involved fasting, chanting, meditation, altered states. What if the arch was only half the system and the human brain was the other half? Chapter 16. The beings on the other side. Every culture agrees on one thing. Something came through. Descriptions include tall beings, luminous figures, teachers, watchers, gods. They brought mathematics, astronomy, agriculture, law, architecture, and then they left, or were sealed away, or destroyed. Chapter 17. Why the portals were shut. Ancient myths don't end happily. They end with floods, fire from the sky, war of the gods, collapse of worlds. Perhaps portals caused invasion, resource extraction, genetic manipulation, catastrophe, and survivors made a decision: close the doors, bury the knowledge, warn the future. Stone lasts longer than memory. The arches are not ruins, they are reminders that humanity is not the first advanced intelligence. Technology existed before us. We are rediscovering forbidden knowledge, and maybe we are not ready.
Chapter 18. When the sky objects matched the stone map. For decades, UFO sightings were treated as jokes. But when governments finally admitted something was happening in the sky, researchers noticed a chilling pattern. UFO activity clusters near ancient stone sites, not modern cities, not random locations, ancient locations. Modern sightings, ancient coordinates. Unidentified craft over Stonehenge. Repeated sightings near Machu Picchu. Military encounters above pyramids in Egypt. Strange lights over Sedona, a known energy vortex. These places share magnetic anomalies, ley line intersections, ancient stone arches or gateways. Coincidence ends when patterns repeat. Chapter 19. The Military's Silent Map. Leaked documents and whistleblower accounts suggest something unsettling. The U.S. military maintains classified maps overlaying ancient sites with UFO flight paths. Why? Because if portals exist, they would act as entry points, serve as navigation beacons, mark stable dimensional intersections. Ancient builders may have left markers, not monuments. Chapter 20. Ancient flying gods described in detail. Ancient texts didn't just say gods came from the sky, they described the machines. Descriptions that sound uncomfortably familiar. Vimanas in India, flying cities powered by mercury engines. Ezekiel's wheel in the Bible, rotating wheels within wheels, glowing. Mayan sky serpents, descending firecraft. Sumerian tablets, gods traveling between worlds. These aren't vague metaphors. They include noise, heat, light, movement mechanics. People described what they saw, not what they imagined. Chapter 21. Why the Ancient Aliens label was a trap. The term Ancient Aliens was useful, not to reveal the truth, but to ridicule it. By turning the idea into entertainment, serious research was dismissed. Whistleblowers were mocked. Evidence was grouped with fiction. It was the perfect containment strategy. Hide the truth behind laughter. Chapter 22. Crash retrievals and stone artifacts. According to leaked intelligence testimony, some recovered craft show non-human engineering. Materials behave like stone-metal hybrids. Geometry matches ancient carvings. Even more disturbing, some artifacts resemble scaled-down stone arches. Not machines, interfaces. Chapter 23. The Portal Theory Inside Black Projects. Inside classified aerospace programs, portals are not called portals. They are called transmedium displacement, non-local dislocation, instantaneous relocation systems. The goal? No fuel, no travel time, no borders. The same thing ancient legends described. Different language, same idea. Chapter 24. Why they don't want public confirmation. If portals exist, everything changes. What collapses overnight? Fossil fuel economy, national borders, military dominance, religious monopolies, historical timelines. Control depends on scarcity. Portals eliminate scarcity. That is dangerous to those in power. Chapter 25. The Ancient Warning Returns. Ancient texts don't just celebrate the gods forever, they warn about their return. Hopi, the star brothers will come again. Norse, the gates will open at Ragnarok. Hindu, end of Kali Yuga. Maya, the cycle resets. The message is consistent.
When the portals reopen, the world changes, not necessarily for the better. Chapter 26. Modern signs the doors may be active again. Recent anomalies are increasing. Time slip reports, missing aircraft cases, unexplained disappearances, sudden archaeological lockdowns. Some ancient doors are now restricted zones, military protected, quietly monitored. Not because they're old, because they're active. Chapter 27. Are UFOs visitors or commuters? What if UFOs are not spacecraft? What if they are interdimensional probes, portal-traveling vehicles, local, not interstellar? Portals remove distance. The universe becomes a neighborhood, and Earth may be a crossroads. The real question is, have we ever been alone? Stone arches suggest we were visited, we were taught, we were warned, and then we forgot.
Chapter 28. The experiments we don't hear about. Officially, no government admits to experimenting with ancient portals. Unofficially, the story is very different. Whistleblowers from classified programs have claimed controlled energy pulses were directed at ancient stone sites. Resonance frequencies were tested. Sensors detected brief space-time distortions. Experiments were abruptly shut down after unexpected effects. Not explosions, not destruction, something far more disturbing. The stone responded. Chapter 29. When stone behaves like technology. At certain ancient arches, scientists recorded temporary electromagnetic field spikes, gravity fluctuations, localized time perception changes, signal interference without a source. Stone should not do this, yet these structures behave less like ruins and more like dormant machines. Technology doesn't always look like metal and wires. Sometimes it looks like stone, because stone survives time. Chapter 30. The day the portal opens. If a portal were fully activated today, the consequences would be immediate. What would happen first? Global sensor anomalies, military lockdowns, communication disruptions, sudden mass curiosity and fear. Not panic at first, confusion, then realization, because once one portal opens, others might follow. Chapter 31. Who or what would come through? This is the question no government wants to answer. Possibilities include the same beings described in ancient texts, artificial intelligence older than humanity, interdimensional life forms, survivors of a previous Earth civilization, or something humanity has no language for. Ancient stories describe them as teachers, judges, watchers, destroyers. Not all gods were benevolent. Chapter 32. The Flood, the Fire, the Reset. Every civilization tells the same ending. Not invasion, reset. Flood myths, fire from the sky, civilizations erased, knowledge lost, humanity starting over. What if portals destabilize reality itself? What if the last time they were used, they triggered global catastrophe, and survivors sealed them away to protect us? Chapter 33. Why we are rediscovering this now. Why now? Why not 500 years ago? Why not 2000? Because humanity is approaching the same level of power. Artificial intelligence, quantum computing, energy manipulation, space-time research. The portals may not activate on their own. They may activate when a civilization becomes capable of understanding them or misusing them. Chapter 34. Are we ready this time? Ancient warnings were not about fear. They were about responsibility.
The portals represent instant travel, infinite energy, contact with other intelligences, the end of isolation, but also the end of control, the collapse of old systems, the death of lies. That is why knowledge was buried, not because humans were stupid, but because we were not united. Chapter 35. The choice the ancients left us. Stone arches do not force anything. They wait. They do not demand worship. They do not activate without intent. They are neutral. The danger is not the portal. The danger is the one who opens it. Across deserts, mountains, jungles, and plains, the stone doors still stand, silent, patient, unbroken. They have watched empires rise and fall, wars consume nations, humanity forget its own past. They are not hiding something from us, they are waiting for us to remember. Because the final truth is this: we are not the first intelligent species on Earth, and we may not be the last. What happens next depends on one question. When the stone doors open again, will we step through as conquerors or as caretakers?